In a move that left Cleveland Browns fans reeling, cornerback Denzel Ward has made a shocking decision that has sent shockwaves through the NFL. After years of being the cornerstone of the Browns defense, Ward has agreed to terms with one of the most bitter rivals of his former team, the Pittsburgh Steelers. The news broke earlier this week, and it didn't take long for fans of both teams to weigh in on what is undeniably one of the most controversial free agent signings in recent memory. For the Cleveland faithful, the news was especially jarring. Ward has been the face of the Browns secondary for quite some time, a key player who many had expected to finish his career in Cleveland. Drafted in the first round of the 2018 NFL Draft, Ward quickly established himself as one of the league's top cornerbacks, earning Pro Bowl honors and helping to solidify the Browns' defense. His lockdown ability on some of the best wide receivers in the league made him a household name in Cleveland, and fans couldn't imagine the defense without him. The Browns had long considered Ward to be the future of their defense, and there was a general expectation that he would be locked into a long-term deal with the team. Negotiations had been ongoing for months, with both sides reportedly making progress on a new contract. But in the end, it seems that Ward had his eyes set on something bigger, and that something turned out to be Pittsburgh. The decision to join the Steelers is without a doubt one of the most surprising and controversial moves in recent NFL history. Pittsburgh and Cleveland have one of the most storied and bitter rivalries in the NFL. The rivalry is known for its intensity, with both teams regularly facing off in high-stakes matchups that often have playoff implications. It's a rivalry that has shaped the history of both franchises, with each side taking pride in its tough physical style of football. For Ward to make the move from Cleveland to Pittsburgh is a statement in itself. Steelers fans, of course, are thrilled at the acquisition, seeing it as a significant upgrade to their already stout defense. Pittsburgh has long been known for its defensive prowess, and adding a player of Ward's caliber to their roster only strengthens their claim as one of the top defensive units in the league. With Ward in the fold, the Steelers now boast one of the most formidable secondaries in football, with an impressive combination of size, speed, and ball-hawking ability. But for Cleveland, the shock is palpable. The Browns fan base has reacted with a mixture of disbelief, anger, and betrayal. Many are struggling to come to terms with the idea of Ward suiting up in black and gold instead of the familiar brown and orange of the Browns. It's a move that feels personal to many fans who have followed Ward's career since he was drafted and had hoped to see him lead the defense for years to come. The fact that Ward would leave for their most hated rival only adds insult to injury. It's worth noting that the move wasn't entirely about money. While it's true that the Steelers offered Ward a lucrative deal, reports suggest that the cornerback was also drawn to Pittsburgh's competitive environment and the opportunity to play for a team that has been consistently in playoff contention over the past several years. The Steelers, despite their struggles at times, are a perennial playoff team, and Ward would now have the chance to compete for championships year in and year out. In many ways, this move is a reflection of the evolving nature of the NFL. The days of players staying with one team for their entire careers are becoming less common as the financial incentives and the quest for championships drive players to make moves that were once considered unthinkable. Ward's decision to join the Steelers is a perfect example of this trend, and it's a reminder that in the modern NFL, no player is truly untouchable. For the Browns, this represents a significant blow to their defense, one that will be hard to overcome. Ward was the anchor of the secondary, and losing him will leave a void that won't be easy to fill. The Browns will now have to turn their attention to finding a replacement who can step in and produce at a high level. The team's front office will likely be working overtime to find a solution, whether that means signing a free agent, trading for a cornerback, or drafting one in the upcoming NFL draft. It's a tough pill to swallow for Browns fans, especially given the history of disappointment and near misses the team has experienced over the years. Just when it seemed like the team was finally putting together a competitive squad, this move throws a wrench into their plans. For many fans, Ward was one of the bright spots on an otherwise frustrating team, and losing him to the Steelers feels like yet another setback in the never-ending rebuilding process. On the other side of things, the Steelers are feeling pretty good about this acquisition. The defense has been one of the team's strengths for the past several seasons, but adding a player like Ward elevates it to another level. Ward's ability to lock down wide receivers and make plays on the ball will be invaluable for the Steelers, who are looking to make another deep playoff run in 2025. With Ward joining the likes of Minkah Fitzpatrick, TJ Watt, and Cameron Hayward, the Steelers' defense is shaping up to be one of the most dominant in the league. There's no doubt that this move will have a ripple effect across the AFC North. The rivalry between the Browns and Steelers is one of the most intense in all of professional sports, and Ward's decision to leave Cleveland for Pittsburgh only adds fuel to the fire. Browns fans will be watching the Steelers closely this season, and every matchup between the two teams will carry even more weight than usual. The next time these two teams face off, it will be a game filled with tension, emotion, and the kind of drama that has defined this rivalry for decades. For Ward, this is a new chapter in his career, one that will be full of challenges and opportunities. Playing for the Steelers will offer him a chance to prove himself on the biggest stage and to show that he can thrive in one of the most hostile and passionate fan bases in the NFL. Whether he will live up to the expectations remains to be seen. But one thing is for sure, his decision to leave Cleveland for Pittsburgh has made him one of the most talked about players in the league. In the end, Denzel Ward's move to the Steelers is a reminder of how quickly things can change in the NFL. A player who once seemed destined to spend his entire career with one team is now suiting up for their biggest rival, and in the process, he's become a symbol of the ever-evolving landscape of professional football. For Browns fans, it's a tough pill to swallow, but for Ward, it's the opportunity to take his career to the next level. And for the Steelers, it's a chance to add one more piece to an already elite defense. One thing is certain, the AFC North just got a whole lot more interesting. Thanks for riding with us on another Browns Blitz. If you liked the video, share it with a fellow fan, hit subscribe, and ring that bell so you're always part of the Dawg Pound conversation. Go Browns! If you're a diehard Browns fan and love breaking down the game like we do, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss a blitz. The NFL draft is finally upon us, and in Cleveland, anticipation has reached a fever pitch. With the city holding its collective breath, the Cleveland Browns find themselves on the brink of a potentially franchise-altering decision. And while mock drafts are usually filled with speculation and wild scenarios, the latest projections involving the Browns are raising more than just a few eyebrows, especially when it comes to their strategy at quarterback. There's no hiding it anymore. The name Travis Hunter has echoed through every Browns facility hallway over the past few weeks. General Manager Andrew Berry didn't even try to conceal his admiration. During his pre-draft media availability, he lit up when speaking about Hunter, a true generational talent who has dominated headlines from the moment he set foot on a college field. And now, with the number 2 overall pick in their hands, Cleveland seems almost destined to make Hunter the centerpiece of their draft. But here's where things get interesting. While the selection of Hunter might be all but locked in, the Browns are far from done. With 10 total picks and 3 more selections in the top 100, this front office has plenty of ammunition to reshape the roster in dramatic fashion. And in this final 7-round mock draft, they take a path that few saw coming, doubling down at quarterback in a move that could redefine their offensive identity for years to come. At first glance, it might seem excessive. 2 quarterbacks in one draft class? It's a move that screams desperation to some and brilliant insurance to others. But context is everything, and when you peel back the layers of Cleveland's current situation, it actually begins to make a lot of sense. The quarterback position, after all, is anything but secure in Cleveland. Injuries, inconsistency, and lack of long-term clarity have plagued the position for years. With Deshaun Watson still a massive question mark, both in terms of health and performance, the Browns brass appears unwilling to bet their future on hope alone. And that's what makes this strategy so fascinating. The decision to invest, not once, but twice in the most important position in football suggests that the Browns aren't just looking for depth. They're searching for answers, and fast. Pairing Hunter, a two-way superstar capable of impacting the game on both sides of the ball, with a new face under center could be the start of something special. But the Browns aren't stopping there. They have pressing needs at running back, offensive tackle, and tight end, positions that could all be addressed early depending on how the board falls. Barry and his team have shown a consistent willingness to be aggressive when the situation calls for it. Trading up, maneuvering down, finding value in unexpected places, this front office doesn't sit still. And with a draft class that offers intriguing talent throughout the early rounds, expect the Browns to stay active and fluid. What makes this entire scenario even more compelling is the element of surprise. Everyone assumes Hunter will be the pick at number 2, and for good reason. He fits everything Cleveland needs. A game changer, a leader, and a rare athlete who can shift momentum in an instant. But what if that's just the beginning of the plan? What? If Hunter is only the tip of the iceberg, let's say the Browns snag him at number 2. What happens at their next selection? Do they swing for a high upside quarterback who might need time to develop? Someone who can sit behind Watson and learn while also pushing him to elevate his game? Or do they go all in and select a ready-now prospect who could start as soon as week 1 if needed? And what about the running back situation? With depth concerns mounting and no clear bell cow option on the roster, could we see Cleveland take an explosive ball carrier early to complement what's already in place? Perhaps someone with pass-catching chops who fits seamlessly into Kevin Stefanski's evolving offense? Then there's the offensive line. Injuries and age have thinned a once dominant unit. A versatile tackle who can swing between the left and right side could provide much needed stability and protection for whoever ends up behind center tight end 2 remains a position to watch. The Browns have talent, yes, but consistency has been lacking. A dynamic tight end who can stretch the field and force mismatches could open up the offense in ways we haven't seen since the early days of this regime. All of these possibilities swirl around Cleveland's war room like an electric storm. Every pick, every phone call, every evaluation matters. And with the draft now just days away, the tension is palpable. But perhaps the most intriguing part of this whole process is the sense that something bold is coming. The Browns aren't playing it safe. They're not content to just patch holes. They're looking to make a statement, and that statement might just come in the form of 2 quarterbacks. One to groom and one to push the envelope. It's a move. That could backfire, sure, but it's also the kind of gamble that separates contenders from pretenders. And if Barry's confidence in this plan is any indication, the Browns believe they're on the cusp of something big. So now we wait. Wait to see how the board falls. Wait to see if any surprise trades shake things up. Wait to see which quarterback or quarterbacks hear their name called with a Cleveland hat waiting for them. And most of all, we wait to see if the Browns can finally take the next step toward becoming the team they've long believed they could be. This draft could be the start of a new era in Cleveland, one that begins with Travis Hunter but doesn't end there, not even close. Enjoying the content so far? Smash that like button and drop your take in the comments. We want to hear what you think about the Browns this season.